While the beast was playing with the horse, Belle threw a snowball at him out of mischief. She laughed cheerfully, but to her surprise, the beast wasn't about to let her win so easily. When they dined together again, the beast was no longer rude. He tried his best to imitate Belle's manners, eating like a true gentleman. As days passed, their relationship grew warmer and closer. Then one evening, dressed in formal attire, the beast nervously waited for Belle. That night, Belle appeared wearing a stunning gown that took his breath away. The two walked hand in hand into the grand ballroom, as all the enchanted servants watched with joy and relief. As the music swelled, they danced gracefully under the sparkling lights. When the song ended, they stepped out onto the balcony together. In that moment, the beast realized something deep within himself. He had truly fallen in love with this kind, beautiful, and strong-hearted girl. He mocked himself quietly, thinking how ridiculous it was for a beast like him to dream of being loved by such a woman. But Belle softly said, "Can anyone be happy without freedom?" She longed to see her father again. The beast couldn't bear to see her in vain. He handed her the magic mirror. Through the mirror, Belle saw that her father was being attacked by villagers. Seeing her panic, the beast realized it was time to let her go. He knew she cared for him. He knew this might be the last time he ever saw her. And he also knew that the last petal of the rose was about to fall. But even so, he chose to give Belle the freedom she longed for. He returned the mirror to her as a gift. Standing on the tower, he watched in sorrow as the one he loved rode away into the distance. When Belle finally reached her father, the villagers had already captured him and thrown him into a carriage. They planned to send him to an asylum, believing he had gone mad for spreading tales about a terrifying beast. But Belle held up the magic mirror to prove that everything her father said was true. The villagers gasped when they saw the terrifying image of the beast inside the mirror. They stepped back in fear. Belle desperately tried to explain that the beast was not a monster, but gentle and kind. Her words enraged a vain, arrogant man who had long desired Belle but had always been rejected by her. His love turned into jealousy and hatred. He shouted to the villagers that Belle must have been bewitched by the beast's dark magic. Riling them up with fear, he claimed the creature was a threat to their lives and families, and must be destroyed. To stop Belle from warning the beast, he locked her and her father inside a cart. Then he led the angry mob toward the castle, using the magic mirror to guide the way. Soon, the mob arrived at the beast's castle, torches blazing in the storm. The enchanted servants quickly launched their defense, turning the castle into a battlefield. The villagers were completely overwhelmed by the living furniture. In a matter of minutes, chaos filled the halls, and the villagers fled in terror. Meanwhile, Belle and her father managed to escape from the cart, thanks to her father's clever craftsmanship. Worried for the beast's safety, Belle rode her horse through the snow, racing toward the castle. But the vain man had already climbed to the top of the tower, where the beast stood silently, lost in despair. He sneered at his hideous rival. Without hesitation, he raised his gun and fired. The beast roared in pain as he fell hard onto the roof below. Belle arrived just in time and cried out the beast's name in panic. The beast tried to leap toward her, but the vain man picked up a heavy stone pillar and struck him again. Using the last of his strength, the beast blocked the next blow and grabbed his attacker by the throat. The man instantly dropped his weapon and began to beg for his life. For a brief moment, the two men stood locked in a struggle of strength and will. But when the beast turned to go to Belle, the treacherous man seized the chance. He raised his gun once more and fired into the beast's back. Yet as he pulled the trigger, the stone beneath his feet gave way. He lost his balance and plunged into the abyss below, ending his own life. The beast, mortally wounded, could no longer stand, collapsing in front of Belle. But even as his life slipped away, the beast smiled, grateful that Belle had come back for him in the end. As the final petal of the rose fell, it marked the end of his life and the breaking of the servants' last hope. One by one, they bid each other farewell. Their voices faded as they turned into motionless, lifeless pieces of furniture. Heartbroken, Belle held the beast in her arms, tears streaming down her face. Just then, the enchantress quietly appeared once more. Seeing Belle's true love and sorrow, she understood that the beast had finally found genuine love. With a gentle wave of her hand, the name in panic. The beast tried to leap toward her, but the vain man picked up a heavy stone pillar and struck him again. Using the last of his strength, the beast blocked the next blow and grabbed his attacker by the throat. women stood locked in a struggle of strength and will. But when the beast turned to go to Bell, the treacherous man seized the chance. He raised his gun once more and fired into the beast's back. Yet as he pulled the trigger, the stone beneath his feet gave way. He lost his balance and plunged into the abyss below, ending his own life. The beast, mortally wounded, could no longer stand, collapsing in front of Bell. But even as his life slipped away, the beast smiled, grateful that Bell had come back for him in the end. As the final petal of the rose fell, it marked the end of his life and the breaking of the servant's last hope. One by one, they bid each other farewell. Their voices faded as they turned into motionless, lifeless pieces of furniture. Heartbroken, Belle held the beast in her arms, tears streaming down her face. Just then, the enchantress quietly appeared once more. Seeing Belle's true love and sorrow, she understood that the beast had finally found genuine love. With a gentle wave of her hand, the glowing rose petals swirled around the beast's still body, shining with light. In Belle's astonished eyes, the beast's form slowly began to change. Before her, he transformed into a handsome and noble prince. As sunlight poured into the room, the ice and snow began to melt away. The castle came back to life, filled with warmth and color once more. All the enchanted servants returned to their human forms, embracing one another in joy. The grand halls that had long been silent were now alive with laughter and music. The curse was finally broken. Soon the once forgotten castle regained its beauty and splendor. The white horse, Belle, and the prince, each healed by the other's love, looked out over their new home. From that day on, the two lived happily ever after in the castle. Their love had not only lifted the curse, but also restored life to everything around them. And so, the tale of the beast and Belle became a story of love that would be remembered forever. The same way. And soon, a dazzling light burst out in the next moment. He was clearly a prince, yet he loved to wear heavy makeup like a woman. He would even use the most expensive lipstick and eyeshadow to perfect his flawless face. Every night, he would host a grand ball in his glittering golden palace. Only the most beautiful socialites were worthy to sing and dance for him. He sat alone upon his throne, living a life drowned in luxury and indulgence. Until one stormy night, when a filthy old woman burst in. Her dirty, ragged clothes stood in stark contrast to the splendor of the palace. The old woman offered him a single rose, hoping to take shelter from the storm inside his palace. But the arrogant prince, in front of everyone, mockingly threw the rose away. But to everyone's shock, the old woman slowly rose and removed her cloak. A dazzling light burst out in the next moment, and she transformed into a beautiful enchantress. Sensing something terrible was about to happen, the prince fell to his knees, begging for forgiveness. But the enchantress saw through him and declared that his heart was ugly and devoid of love. As punishment, she turned the prince into a hideous.
The girl discovered something strange in the living room. Her younger cousin seemed about to escape the cage. She turned and glanced at the kitchen. She then remembered how loud her cousin usually was. A terrifying thought suddenly came to mind. 5 minutes later, she quietly made her way to the second floor. Her cousin had already climbed to the edge of the pool. But as she watched her cousin about to fall into
Ano
the
ba
water,
sabi
a
ni
smile
Kampo
appeared at the
kanina
corner of her mouth. In this moment of crisis,
Sumi sa
Greg
imong
noticed
mata
the
la
child
parong
just in
kanang
time.
bakba
Her
nimo.
uncle rushed over after hearing her call.